Hi, everybody. I'm just getting set up here. Of course, technical difficulties. My computer is deciding today is not the day to do anything, and it is completely frozen. So yay to that. But just hang tight. We're going to have a really good episode. Just like I said, hang tight while I add our guest speaker in here today. I don't see our guest speaker in the participants. Um, yes, Dave, if you're here, can you put in the chat that you're here and then I can let you in? Because I just don't see you. Well, anybody, watching this, I hope you're having a great day so far. It's Thursday. I hope you're having great weather. It's the Canadian in me. We like to talk about the weather. We also, I hope it's a good day. I hope you have good plans this weekend. You just, go outside. It's spring. I don't know where you're at today, everybody listening. It is coming down like cats and dogs where I am, which I'm very happy that it's currently not snowing. Um, it can snow in May in Ontario, so I'm very satisfied that it is not. But yeah, it was quite a it came down fast, like buckets of rain in like 10 minutes. You know when you're out in a rainstorm and it's just raining, like you're just wet. Look like you've just stepped out of the shower and you're fully clothed. I like slothed down the stairs of like leaving like a pool of water as I like got home. My cat's like licking it up behind it, like she's never had water before. I like take my shirt off and I like wring it out, and there's like a bucket of water that just comes from it, like that type of rain. And I'm like, oh, but you know what? Again, spring showers bring summer flowers, and that's how I look at it. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I am going to get us in here. I'm going to invite our guest speaker. So hang tight, everybody. Okay, we should be good. I did just send out the invite. So anyways, I hope everybody having a great day, not getting rained on. I will say the only somewhat okay side of getting rain on, it naturally freely curls my hair. Instead of me having, nice straight hair, I now have these weird curl things. But free curls means no heat damage. So, anyways, I hope everyone is having a great day. And we are just waiting to get Yasif here. They are here, and first time, very, very excited. We just had a really good conversation at the top before we got here, talking about AI. And I think it's a conversation we definitely need to have, especially what it's doing to artists and actors and writers. So I'm really excited to be part of this, be part of this conversation. And if you hang tight, I will re-invite our guest. Okay. Also, if you're in Canada and you're watching hockey tonight, cheer on the Leafs for me because I really don't want a game seven in Ottawa. Again, sports and hockey. Okay, I think it's
Oh, it
working.
worked. Hey,
Hi,
hi, sorry.
welcome. That's okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I am good. I'm so glad you were here. Like I said at the top of this, we had a great conversation going into this. So I'm really excited to, really talk about the perspective of being an artist and how generative AI is just really destroying our craft.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple years ever since that picked up. Oh my God.
Right. Well, before we dive in, why don't you tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Yasa. I'm an African American and Asian artist. I've been an artist my whole life, but since 2020, I've worked professionally on video games. I worked for Nintendo for a brief period of time and with multiple indie studios. And yeah, that's just what I do. I do character art and background art and concept art. And at the moment, I am a cartoonist.
That is incredible.
Thank
Have a
you.
very detailed. As someone who is currently looking at getting a cartoonist to do something for me, how would one go to hire a cartoonist?
Um, Well, especially with how the industry is treating us at the moment, honestly, we're all over social media, like promoting ourselves with our portfolios, our cards. We have a lot of links on our profiles and our emails. So, if you see us online, literally just reach out. Just reach out. We usually have so many resources on our page that makes it more than like easy and accessible to reach out. That's how I get a lot of clients, honestly. Like they find me over my profile and then they either reach out via like DM or a lot of them just go for the email.
No, it totally makes sense. The reason I was asking is I am working on a graphic novel. As the writer, I can write a beautiful script, but I can't draw to save my life. Like I am like, when you draw a cat when you're a kid, the two triangles and the circle, like
Yeah,
that is where I get to like drawing anything. But I will definitely keep that information in my back pocket as I continue my search for
I'm
finding
also
a
always
cartoonist
available.
for
I'm
me.
just saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm like getting your information here. Give me the graphics. Anyways, thank you. I'm so excited to dive in. I want to hear like what programs do you particularly use? Are you like an Adobe Suites or do you use
Well,
something different?
no, actually, a lot of artists have sworn off Adobe because of AI. Like it's nice how that came full circle. No, I've actually never used Adobe. Well, not never. I used it during like college, but it was too
Hmm.
complicated and weird for me, so I'm not a big fan. I work with Blender, and
Okay.
then I used Medibank for a long time. I still use it sometimes. It's really nice and accessible. It's a Japanese drawing app. And then I use Procreate like a lot of artists do too. I'm sure Procreate is really great. And then I've dabbled in like a lot of different ones. Like I've used like GIMP before, or GIMP, how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I think Krita too. Those are some nice free ones. Like I just switch back and forth, like kind of.
Incredible. I've only ever seen Blender for like how it's done. Like I'm really big in the machinima community. For anyone who doesn't know what machinima it is video games able to turn it into a short series, a movie, or a music video. It's really big in the Sims community. And that's the community
Hmm.
that I tend to find myself in. And
Yeah.
I actually co directed my first ever machinima last year, and my
Ooh.
other co creator did all of the graphics. Again, I'm the script writer, and I get someone else to do the graphics for me. But what
Awesome.
he was able to do in Blender and The Sims, I'm like, how did you do that? Like, how did you like? They're driving. That's a scene. Like that is a city. How did you do that? And just, again, it's just the incredible talent in the design community that is now under threat with generative AI, right? And I think this is a
Yeah.
perfect time to kind of let's we got to dive in and talk about, well, what is generative AI? Like, oh my god, I keep calling it generative AI.
Yeah,
What
we
what
can also
what is?
just call it Gen AI if that's more comfortable
Let's
for
call it
you.
Gen.
Because like,
Yeah,
mhm,
let's call it Gen AI,
Gen
not new
AI.
Gen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Mhm,
Gen AI.
okay.
So, what can you describe it to for me?
Describe it. I
Yeah.
mean, okay. So Gen AI is an artificial intelligence that pretty much takes stolen data and, like, as the name says, generates it into new things, like, well, new quote unquote. It's basically just it recycles things into whatever prompt it's given. For example, it takes a lot of art that was fed to it and stolen from artists, like intellectual property, and then it makes new quote unquote art out of it. And a lot of people just feel like, woo, that's so cool. It's a machine that takes things and then makes things out of nowhere. And it's like just not true. Like, things don't just come from nowhere. They take resources, and the resources that Gen AI needs and uses are stolen, whether that be words for writing prompts, or pictures and drawings for photo or art prompts, or music for all those. I'm sure everyone has seen them on Instagram, like, your character singing, I don't know, a song that's going really popular right now. For example, like, I don't know, Son Goku singing "Nasty" by Tanashi or something like that. Like, they're like all over my feed. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, it's really sad, and honestly, it gets us a lot of views, because it's just like, oh, like, what would it be if all of the Marvel heroes were Disney princesses,
Yeah,
and it
no.
comes in, but it's so
The,
fake
the
because
worst
it's
about
not.
it is, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no, go ahead,
Um,
go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the worst about all of this is that you didn't have to ask a machine that, because artists would totally. There's 100% an artist out there that has already drawn that because they just wanted to know. That's what hurt me the most is we do so much online just for entertainment of others and then for our own entertainment for free, and
Hmm.
people still feel the need to basically just basically steal our hard work and feed it into machines because it's more comfortable and faster for really a quick moment of
Hmm.
entertainment that
Yes.
causes so much damage.
Oh, it does. And I think the reason why people do it is because, A, you don't have to be a designer. You can just type in a prompt. It takes
Mm-hmm.
probably 30 seconds to a minute. You get it, you put it out there, you put it on YouTube, advertise it for children, and then all of these kids are watching it on YouTube, and then it becomes popular because all these
Yeah,
people are watching it, and then it goes into your feeds. Like, I like
exactly.
anytime I'm on like Instagram Reels, I have set myself a 5 reel max. If I start to
Mhm.
doom scroll, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. And I keep getting these, what if a shark was a polar bear? And
Oh
it's
my
like
god.
petrifying, and you're like, who is coming up with this? Like, who wants this? But again, it gets views, and now, like, on
Yeah,
Instagram, it will say, is this, like, this looks like AI? It's Is this generated by AI? But
yeah,
all you can do is say no. Just say no. I
exactly.
I
And
think the sorry, go
mhm.
ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. I just wanted to add that the sad thing about all of this is just that it shows how so many people really do lack, I don't know, like, they lack imagination and creativity. And instead of, saying that, okay, we're obviously not all the same, and some people have just different skills or maybe better skills than the other. And instead of just saying, okay, I like like you just said, hey, I can write but I can't draw, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
hire an artist. That's not just like not only is that just just the right thing to do, honestly, it's also shows that, hey, we're a community. It's cool that
Mhm.
we can basically just extend each other like that. We can be in addition to each other with that. But like, no, these people say, hey, I can do it, so I'm just gonna screw other people over for it. And that's that's so sad. And then it gets all these views because people like quick and easy. People like
Mhm.
laziness, and people like not having to pay people. And it's it's so there's so much hypocrisy to it, because um I've seen voice actors, like I've seen voice actors generate AI art because they didn't feel like paying artists for their products. I've seen artists voice like AI voice generate stuff because they didn't feel like pay a voice actor for this stuff. And I'm just over here and I'm like, the same artists and voice actors and whatnot, suddenly they get their work stolen, right? And then they get furious, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is this cognitive dissonance like with everyone? Like, what's happening? I don't understand what's happening anymore.
I know it's people just don't want to pay for quality of work. They just
Exactly. Exactly.
they just want it done, and they don't want to think about it, and they're just like, "Oh, I don't have to research and find an artist. I don't have to
Hmm.
pay them. I can just go on Chat GPT and go animated character with blonde hair, blue eyes, and
Ghibli.
a pink dress, and it will do it.
Ghibli art, yeah, Ghibli art,
It
right,
will,
right.
yeah, it will,
Yeah,
and
it's,
it
oh my
and
god.
it will look like a mixture of they'll look like they're Elsa from Frozen. All of them have the same like weird pointed face and the long curly hair. It looks like a fake painting.
It's
And
because,
anytime
yeah,
I
it's
see,
because of the
yeah,
art.
it's because
Mm,
it's not art. It's just these
uh-huh.
stolen different aspects. And
Yeah,
the best
exactly.
is
It's because the majority of the art that was fed was this art style,
yes,
like it's those images, and that's basically all it can do. It can just copy whatever it was fed. And if it was fed a bunch of like stuff from Disney or other
mhm.
properties, it's just gonna go for that.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
really
And
sad.
then at the end, what I always love to see is artists will watermark their work as they should. The like the chat gpt or any AI generated image will get rid of it, or like it'll be so blurred out that you can see that there was something there but it's just scribbled out.
Yeah,
So
because ChatGPT knows it's stealing. That like it literally knows that it's stealing. Like you can go in the chat and ask it, and like it's so biased and weird, and it's just scary. And what even I think the scariest about all of this to me is just that it shows that the reason people are really doing this is, like you said, they don't want to pay, they don't want to put in effort, they don't want to like sit down and learn themselves. And all of that is because they don't care about art. They don't care about art or expression. They only care about the aesthetic. And we talk about the Ghibli images. Let's talk about it. AI
mhm,
is horrible for the environment. It drains rivers and wastes
mhm,
more electricity with each plant than like the biggest cities in the US alone. And
mhm.
the same people who claim to love Ghibli and be like super Ghibli core and have grown up with Ghibli, they will go and make themselves a Ghibli profile picture with ChatGPT, knowing
Yep.
that yeah, it destroys the very same nature that Ghibli movies keep promoting and like asking us to protect. So you're using images of those movies that tell you to protect the earth, and you're destroying earth while doing it. The irony is so wild to me. And literally there's a video that went viral a while ago where Hayao Miyazaki himself said that he thinks that, and I quote, AI is an insult to life itself. And
Mhm.
still those people claim, like, I love Ghibli so much. I love these movies. They're so great. But they have no respect to any single human who has sat down on paper before computers were even a thing and has drawn these movies paper by paper, ink by ink, and made it move so we could sit at home and watch them. It's
Mhm.
heartbreaking for me.
It is, and it's trendy. So like a big one that I've recently seen on Instagram are the starter packs. It's just basically looks like uh, you're a doll and you're in a pack, and it's like this would be a Stassi starter pack, and it would be like me in an oversized sweater and my cat
I
headphones and
saw
probably
that, and I know the
and a plum
artist.
ball.
I
Yeah.
actually know the artist that invented those starter packs, and it was his art that was stolen and fed to the
Mhm.
AI like machines. Like, I actually
Right.
know the artist that started that trend.
And there's now so many, right? And it'll keep going and keep going and keep going, and then there'll be another trend, and then there'll be another trend. You just like, oh, like I
Mhm.
want to see what mine looks like. It's no different than like those Facebook quizzes like
No, oh
10
my
years
god,
ago
literally.
when it was like, what's your cat's name? What's the first thing? It's just gathering your information.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's just
all
it's
it's
just
doing.
data. It's just data mining. It's just
It's just
data
data
mining.
mining. You
Mhm.
just sent them a picture of what you look like, your cat, your living room, your location, because you
Your
they
height,
probably have
blood
your location.
type, your zodiac, your birthday. I
Hmm.
know it's insane. And before you know it, like, everybody out there has your information. 1 second,
Right.
I saw somebody in the chat bring up Inzoy. Um,
Yes.
yes, yeah.
I was actually going to talk about this because
Okay,
so
awesome.
I'm a I'm a simmer. So that's the only game I play. You can't see it because my head is here, but this is my entire Sims collection going from Sims 1 down to Sims 3. I am an EA ambassador, sorry, the EA part of the EA Creator Network for The Sims. The Sims is my life, and I have zero interest to even attempt Inzul, wherever it's called. It looks so fake.
I met
Like
them.
the
Oh, sorry.
sorry, go
I
ahead.
met the
No, go
creators
ahead.
at Gamescom. I met the
Yep.
creators at Gamescom last year. Like, I go to Gamescom every year, like in Germany,
Hmm.
in Cologne, and
Yep.
because of work, and they are, you know how, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, Talieta. She said that, oh, I'm sorry, they said that Inzoi seems more like a collection of AI tools, because that is literally what it is.
Hmm.
Not only was the game made using a bunch of AI tools, they even put their own AI generator inside the game so that people playing the game would, like, AI generate whatever they need. And I'm sorry, not only is that lazy and just
Hmm.
so weird, but yeah, exactly, it's messed up. It's
It's
so
messed up.
messed up. It's
No,
literally so messed up.
I totally agree. A lot of simmers were able to get early access if they wanted to. If I really wanted to, I could have. No,
Yeah,
it's so
they
fake.
offered me to
As soon,
play at Gamescom too, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm good.
as soon as I saw like what it looked like, I was like, no, 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 that's too real. That's too realistic. I don't want that. I want
You
cartoony.
know what's so
I want
funny?
yeah,
I'm so sorry. I keep cutting you too. I just want to say, you know what's so funny? Like, it's so realistic, and they still couldn't get any, like, representation options in there. Like, even if I
yes.
tried to make myself in the game, I wouldn't even get my character to even look remotely black. So there's that.
I
Like,
know.
I'm just saying, like,
There were just features that so like the Sims community has been self-included, has been really wanting more representation into the
mhm,
game. The sim like the point of the Sims is being able to create whatever you want. And there are some simmers out there that are not able to create an authentic portrait of themselves because the Sims does not provide them the tools to do so. They need to continue to make the game more accessible for everybody. That
mhm.
being said, when iZone came out, this was supposed to be an alternative. This was like the next step. This was going to be Sims 2.0. This is going to be so much better. You'll delete the game, but it missed the mark. It missed what made the Sims so lovable. It was like a soulless recreation of a game,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I have never played it. I never will play it. I have no interest in playing it. It
Yeah,
looks doesn't
same.
look real. Yeah, it thank you. It
Yeah,
doesn't have the charm. It doesn't
exactly. And
have what makes like a simulated game. It just looks like a fake game. And
I want
I
to add.
uh,
Mhm.
mhm.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to add, since you said, like, since we're talking about what made The Sims, and the community and the
Yeah.
accessibility, right? Dude,
Mhm.
nobody that played The Sims said, "Hey, there aren't enough tools to represent me. I'm just gonna like steal data no." There were so
No.
many talented modders who went up and made packages for everyone to download and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, I made this mod so you can get more black features. I made this mod with a bunch of black hair. How did you do that? Oh, I said in 3D blend. I learned Blender from YouTube and then just created all these black hairstyles. You did what? Yeah, I learned it in 2 weeks." And the community came together, and now The Sims on PC has character. I see characters on Instagram. So I swear I saw this black woman. I thought that was somebody's selfie, and that was just like a Sims character. And I was just like,
Yep.
what do you mean that is a Sims character? And they did all of that by themselves through community and just
Yep.
effort and just artists. And you know what? They did it all for free. They didn't even want money for it because they said they did it for something they love. And this is what I'm telling you. If you really love art, if you really care, then you will go out of your way like this. But people who generate AI won't do that because they don't care. They don't care about it.
Oh, absolutely. I've he EA may physically make The Sims. However, it is the community that makes The Sims playable. Like the fact that they go in, Twisted Maxi goes in, makes these mods, makes the game actually functional. All the CC and mod creators out there creating content for free just because they're a simmer and they want to have it in the game. It's so much
Yeah,
fun to see.
exactly.
And
That's so
I'm happy now,
admirable.
right? And now EA has started doing creator kits. So they'll have CC creators create kits, and then you'll like for the community, and obviously it's there's a small fee. But
Hmm.
I'm supporting independent artists, which I absolutely love, and I know they're independent artists because I interview them on the behalf of EA to talk about their
Hmm.
experiences making this kit. Not only that, we're already paying for their Patreon. Now I
That's
get to
awesome.
support them, and on top of that, they now have a mark of legacy in the Sims franchise where they started. So these
That's
creator
amazing.
kits, I love them. I want to see more of them. I want to see all aspects of these amazing creators get paid for their work because that's a huge thing. Like for myself, I will if I
Hmm.
need something custom, I will ask of, hey, I for like a hey, I need something. Are you able to create this for me? I can pay you. If I
Hmm.
can't pay you, I can maybe do a podcast. I will do some form of compensation of thank you for your time. So yes.
No, yeah, it's
Anyway.
that's great. Yeah, like so I wanted to address what Talia just said in the chat. So
Mhm.
the thing about the games that use AI but like build their own models and train it on their own assets. The problem with Gen AI isn't just that, like, stolen assets. Like, it's great that they're doing their own assets to train it. The problem is that even if they use their own assets, it's still wastes all that energy. Like, it's really terrible for the environment. Like, it really
Mhm.
is. If you haven't, I really urge you to just read into how terrible AI actually is for the environment. Now I already talked with Stassi about this like earlier when we had like our like pre like interview thing. But not only there's a lot of things that people don't know. So since I already I already talked about my experience as a black artist, I want to add that not only does AI harm not only does Gen AI harm the environment by wasting a lot of electricity and water resources that we already barely have, but even if let's maybe let's leave this indie game out since they're using their own assets. Okay, so for them it would still be the problem that it wastes too much energy. But now with things like ChatGPT and OpenAI and whatnot, there is the fact that AI doesn't just eat data from somewhere and then like pops it out of nowhere, but there are actual human beings who are sat in front of a PC who have to feed that PC 24 hours. And with all cheaply and fast produced labor, it's highly unethical. And most AI that is like has been trained so far has actually been resourced by African slave labor, by a lot of non-paid and oppressed people in East African countries. I think the first country I've read about was Kenya. A lot of people don't know that, and it's incorporated into the playstyle of the game. Yeah, and again, like even if it is incorporated, like all Gen AI wastes like incredible amounts of like energy, like no matter what they create, whether it's like essays or pictures,
Mhm.
or like even if it's trained on their own assets, like again, then okay, they're not stealing data, that's good, but the energy it takes to do that is still a lot. And then a
Mhm.
lot of people play the game. That's the problem that we have with Inzo, or what is it's called right now. So many people, they also trained it on their own assets, right? Like they didn't steal assets, but so many people are gonna play this game. And now imagine millions of people playing it and using an AI engine. That is, oh my God. Like I give us a
Mhm.
couple years until we're like in real trouble with that. It's really scary to think about actually. Like we're way past the point where it's just the data theft that's like the problem. The problem is
Mhm.
literally just the unethical sourcing. It's the environment. It's killing the environment, like quite literally. Like we're literally at a point where it's like this literally isn't even about like artists being like, hey, you stole my work. I mean, it's not the greatest thing, but we're literally at a point where it's like melting melting the planet. Like
Yep.
like just one AI search or like generative action already wastes so much energy. Even if people just say, oh, I only did it once, like once is already too much.
Mhm.
Like I just
Abs-
wanted to throw that out there. You can feel free to inform yourself about that. There's a lot of resources. And also about this AI overview that Google did. I said that earlier, so I wanted to throw that in for everybody that might be interested. If you're sick of that, you can always Google your things and then put a minus AI behind your search. It'll remove all AI like results and the AI overview for you as well. So
well,
I just wanted
it's
to
well. Thank you for so much for sharing that. I didn't know all of this till today. Of like I knew there had to be something powering all of this. I just didn't know to the extent
mm-hmm.
of how it was being powered and where it was being powered. It really breaks my heart, especially where there are countries in this world that are running out of fresh water, and we're
Yeah.
using this.
Yeah.
We're using this so kids can say, "Hey, what if the Canadian flag and the France flag were merged together?" Like
Yeah.
it's such a waste of resources where we could be using those resources to fix problems so the next generation doesn't have the dumpster fire of a world that we currently live in.
Yeah, I'm already crying for the kids that like have to bathe all of this out. I mean, we're already bathing it out anyway. It's so wild. And yeah, you know how you said like there's countries that run out of fresh water? It's so wild because just like
Mhm.
with AI, everything else again, like if there's something that's being resourced like crazy because people on one side of the world need it, it's
Mhm.
usually that it's being distributed like unequally and taken away from somebody else. Like those countries that are running out of fresh water, they're not poor, they're just being
Nope.
exploited. And
No. Well, absolutely. And no one's kind of really talking
mhm.
about it because it's not in North America. It's not a here problem.
Oh yeah,
And a lot of
absolutely not.
mindsets
Mhm.
would
Yeah.
be an over there problem. And we don't think of over
Mhm.
there problems because it's not right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
And you can
exactly.
even take that even down to the city or the street you're on. Or if you're like, say like a tornado hits and you're like, oh my God, where did it hit? And you're like, oh, the west part of the city. You're like, God, it wasn't me. Right. So like it really just comes down to if it's not visible and it's not in my backyard, it's somebody else's problem. Why do I care? As a lot of people's
Exactly.
mentality.
there's a term for that. It's called objectivity through distance.
Hmm.
Pretty much, I'm so far away from it, I don't feel the effects of it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
concern me until I do. And that's the funny thing about the whole, like, if I already told people, if you don't care about Black people like being oppressed and like exploited for this, then you will definitely care once we all run out of water and electricity. Like, I mean, I'm definitely gonna think you're a terrible person because you're telling me you don't care that other people are being exploited, you know. But I'm just saying, like, we all live on the same planet. If this planet breaks, we're all gonna feel it. It's not just gonna be some people in countries that you don't care about. We're all gonna have this
We're all,
problem. Like,
we're all gonna feel
like
it.
yeah, today's an artist that you don't care about, but
Hmm.
tomorrow, like you're gonna hear about a town near you. Like how I mean, look at COVID. Remember how nobody cared
Yeah.
about masks or COVID until like
Hmm.
they got sick, and it's just
Yep.
that all over again. Like we have cases like this all over history with so many things, and AI is just another one on top of it. It's just more dangerous because it encourages people to become inactive, to become lazy, to
Hmm.
become like contempt, and
Yes.
not think for themselves anymore, not do anything anymore, not is like aspire to be or do things anymore because it's being done for them. Like it's
Well,
dangerous. It's definitely
well,
dangerous.
absolutely. I mean, we want, and we want results now. We don't want to wait. That's like the
Yeah.
whole point of like like why like TikTok to me needs to go. And I'm a social media manager.
Oh,
I
oh,
understand the
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one.
it's got to go. Like
Yeah,
you sit there,
seriously.
you constantly go for instant satisfaction. Nothing is fact checked. You could just put whatever you want on TikTok.
Yeah.
Something that my mother-in-law asked me. So I'm a podcast host. I've been doing this now for about 3 years, coming up to my fourth year. She asked me, she's like, "Well, who monitors your podcast?" And I said, "No one." I can literally go out there and say literally anything I want with no repercussions.
Yeah, I
So
know. Hmm.
you have that out there in social, like in the social media world. We're constantly overstimulated the entire time. It's like constantly going, and then we're
Hmm.
like, oh, like look at this, like it's so funny, like hi, whatever, it's AI generated, like who cares? Like I don't really care about like AI art, like it's just like haha funny. Oh look, like here's my Amazon package that I just ordered completely. I'm like, what did I get? Haha, I can't remember. And it's just you constantly going. You're always at your fingertips, and then we don't like to wait
Yeah.
like how there are people in like you'll be at a store and you like I can't wait three people online. I'll just go to self checkout, right? Again, it's like
Hmm.
we need to take a step back and we need to look at what's important in life. And I really thought during the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, we would have done that. We would have looked at our lives and said, okay, what is really important to us? What's not really important to us? And I think again, I think the problem is when it comes down to wanting things now, we want instant gratification. We want whatever's going to
Yeah.
make us feel the best right now. And for like especially when it comes to like AI stuff, it's hilarious. It's like ha, like it's so funny, but a child doesn't know that's AI. You show that to a 3-year-old child, they don't know, and they're like ha ha ha, it's funny. Like it bothers me to the point when you're watching child YouTube and you're like, what is this? Like, I didn't know how bad, this is a side tangent here, like Coco Melon was. I just
Oh
knew like
god.
every kid loved it. I didn't know to the extent until I watched a video about it this week of like how it was generated for kids and oversaturation. And it just like, it made kids hyper. And
Yeah, like
it was
it
like,
was. I
it
think
was
I
like a,
saw a
they
video
turned
on
them into
that.
zombies of like,
Yeah, just
my
to make
kid
them like
can't like
addicted, pretty much.
yeah, exactly. And it's
Hmm.
starting them young. And again, child YouTube of like all you have to do is say this is meant for a child, and you stick to the regulations. But it comes down for like watching it constantly of like
Yeah, there's so many weird YouTube videos on
yes,
YouTube Kids. Like it's so weird. It's so scary and weird.
right, or something that like I used to love Watch Mojo. I still watch Mojo at least once a day, like a nice top
Yeah.
10. But now they have Get Mojo, which is their AI channel.
Oh, great.
Like, why?
I
Why?
don't know. I
What?
have
Like,
no
why do you
idea.
like you don't need to do that?
That makes me so sad because a friend of mine actually works at Watch Mojo. Like he's one of the like speakers. Like he does a lot of top
Okay.
10 videos. Yeah. So like that's
Yeah.
actually because it's so crazy because that same friend just brought out a merch collection that was literally advocating against AI. So I'm just like, that's so wild. Like,
No, it is wild, and it makes me really sad because when you watch the videos, you're like, oh, oh no, this is mashed together. Well, it's like another like when I think of it, there were two things that like come to mind right away. Was this year Coca-Cola's Christmas commercial was made by AI.
oh yeah, I
Like,
heard
and
about
they were
that.
proud about it. Like they were like, it's a huge accomplishment. You took out the designers, you took out um the film editors, you took out everything just
Yeah,
just
exactly.
to make it, and it didn't look real. Nothing looked real. I understand it's 3D animation, but like it just didn't look right. It just
It
looked like it
really
was all
isn't. Yeah, it really isn't that great. Like, it's definitely not as great as what like animators have done in the past. Like, I get it's a terrible company, right? But I don't care about the company. I whenever I see stuff like this, the layoffs, the AI thing, I don't
Mhm.
care. Like, I know this is a capitalist, terrible company, whatever. But yeah, there's like real life people that aren't like in
Yes.
corporate. They just work there and they like suffer. That's like what I said earlier. Remember, like when we were talking I was saying that's like nobody cares about art. Nobody really
Yep.
cares about any of this or what it means. They only care about aesthetics. But then at the same time, while treating us like we're expendable and not wanting to pay us, everybody
Mhm.
wants to have cute posters. Everybody wants to have cute stickers. Everybody wants to have cute emotes on their Twitch channel. Everybody wants to have cute profile pictures in 90s and 80s Sailor Moon anime aesthetics. Like, and that's it.
Mhm.
They care about the aesthetics. They don't care about the emotion. They don't care about the hard work that the creators felt. They don't care that creators put so much of themselves into their art. And remember how I told you earlier how like AI quote unquote art is just not art because like there's one thing that every artist has done at least once in their life, and it's drawing a self portrait. AI
Mhm.
can't draw a self portrait because there's no one there. And AI doesn't create because creating means making something from nothing as artists do. And AI can't do that. AI needs to steal others' work to make something. That's not
Mhm.
creation. That is just not creation in no sense, in no culture, no religion is creation done like that. Like none I am aware of anyway. And just like you said, how I told you about that Chinese donghua like animation of that
Mhm.
webtoon. I forgot the name, but they didn't want to hire voice actors, so they created like the whole English stuff using AI, and it became a
Mhm.
huge meme immediately because it was just terrible. And then you said something beautiful, and it was that AI can read what's on the paper. But it doesn't
Mhm.
know how to apply emotions to lines. It can only mimic emotions it's hurt, and even then, it doesn't know what words to emphasize, what words to say, how. AI just cannot do that. Has become a buzzword. A lot of stuff's being rebranded AI when it's too late. Yeah, the reason it became a buzzword is I've actually mentioned that what we were talking to. It's because people started using AI as a umbrella term, which is why me and
Mhm.
Stassi agreed that we would say Gen AI specifically because AI there's a lot of types of AI that exist. The ones that we were talking about that is highly problematic is generative AI. There is also um there's also traditional AIs and for example the ones that analyze data that
Mhm.
translate and stuff like that like there's different types of AI. We're talking about generative AI. That's why I think a lot of them are also rebranding it, but you're also right because there's a lot of companies and apps that also just throw AI in there because they know it'll gather attention, which is also just a whole nother thing that's awful about all of it. Kat said they're sure that Duolingo have just not long enough that it's going to be ad driven. Yes, they have
Yeah.
fired all their translators. They have fired all their staff. Their entire staff is completely gone, and they're going to be fully AI right now. And as someone who speaks six languages, I want to tell you, Duolingo was never a great place to learn a language anyway. I've tried it out, and uh some courses were better than others, but all in all they were really not that great. I recommend human resources. There's a lot of content creators who do like language content that make their own books. There's a lot of books that you can just purchase like that, you know. There's a lot of free content on like, you know, um on YouTube and other apps. Go for human resources always. Duolingo. I've never been a big fan of Duolingo because they've done things in the past that I already didn't support. It's not on topic, so I don't want to get into it. But Duolingo has always been kind of like not my favorite app. I have to honestly say, but yeah, it's just all in all, as you can see, they laid off their whole staff. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying just now too. They don't care about us. They only care about having quick results, and even the results they don't care about because they don't care about the emotion. They don't care about the message. They don't care about the hard work. They only care about the aesthetic. This is only superficial.
Very well said. I couldn't agree more. I really want to talk now about the voice acting side of
Mm-hmm.
what it's like to be a voice actor in a day of AI.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody could go take my voice, I have thousands of hours of podcasts. Just take one, put it out there. Stassi, I want Stassi to be girl number 5 in movie. Here's 16 hours of voice files. Go. Done.
And and
I don't
that's
even
the
have to be in
harmless
this movie. That's
that's the
harmless,
harmless
right?
scenarios. Yeah.
So that's extremely harmless. So in the voice acting community, again, I stick to the Sims 4 and to the machinima based community. That is
Mm-hmm.
no good. If you are releasing a machinima that has any form of voice acting, do not use AI voices. And no matter how difficult it can be to track down voice actors, there are always voice actors that they're willing to leave their voices. I
And
ran
that
into a
goes for
problem.
artists and writers too. Like, please,
Mm-hmm.
we're being laid off. We're
Yep,
being oppressed. We're literally not being paid. We're being shoved to the side. Like, please, like not and if you can't, like, I swear there's so many that even do it for free. Like, go out
yep,
of your way to find somebody and pay us,
absolutely.
because just like everybody else, you know, you wouldn't go inside a store and just steal a PlayStation if you wanted one, right? So you shouldn't steal art if you need it, because a
Absolutely.
PlayStation and art, like, a PlayStation and art have the thing in common that I, you know, you could argue if art is a life necessity or not. I believe it is, but at the same time, if you can't afford something, you don't just go and steal it, right? Like, I make exceptions. For example, if it's food or whatever, like, y'all can cancel me for that. I'm never gonna be angry at somebody for stealing life resources that they need to live, right? But like, I'm saying, like, things that are kind of like, you know, that you're not gonna die without. If you need a PlayStation, you're not just gonna go into the store and steal it. If you need art, you are not just gonna break into the museum and steal. Well, you shouldn't. You know, it's not a good thing. Like, you go and you pay the store clerk or the company, so pay the artist for their hard work too. We deserve to get paid for our work just like everybody else.
Absolutely. Going back to voice acting, like don't rip off people's voices. When
Mm-hmm.
I was casting Forever and Always, I I wrote 2 children, the ages of 6, into the script. My co-creator asked me, Stas, how are you going to do that? There's no child voice actors in the Sims community, and I was like, we will find some. And I did. It took a month. It took a lot, but I was able to find child voice actors, and just so I could hear how the lines were said, we used voice. I used an AI voice because we were coming down to the wire. This, like, it was coming out in November. This was like the top of November. We still hadn't found a voice actor, and I'm like, I'm not cutting the scene, and I'm not having a voice actor. I listened to it, and it's just a little like it's just hi, my name is William. Like, it's not how humans talk. It doesn't have the cadence in the voice. It can't articulate. It just
Mm-hmm.
sounds slow. There's no better way. And or if it's like if you put the 3 dots to continue a thought, it will go. my name is William, dot, 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 because it doesn't know not to say that. It just knows. Or like if you're
Because
reading
there's
a
no
line,
emotion.
yeah, if
Because
you're, if,
why do we talk fast? It's because we had excited, or it's because some of us
yeah,
are neurodivergent and we just talk fast, because we have our own personalities and we just have our own feelings and emotions, and the machine can't do that. Like, sure, you
no,
can click a button to speed it up, but it's still just gonna sound like you sped up your text reader. It's not the
well,
same.
exactly. Or you're like, if I'm just like a child, if I was voice acting and I was like really scared, I would like be like, I'll be like, it's gonna be okay. Like it's just you take a different voice at it. Or if I'm being Amy and the Reaper, I would be like, okay, so like this is how like we're gonna do this. Again, it's accents. It's just different stuff that AI just can't grasp. So and nor should it. It's not meant for that. That's why you get humans to do this. And then let's not talk about the SAG strike. People
I mean,
stealing
even Apple.
art.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say, even Apple had an actual woman voice Siri. I don't know if y'all know that, but Siri is
Yeah.
voiced by a real person. Like, that's
So
why
so
Siri actually
so is the
sounds like a person.
so is the TikTok voice. Her name is Kat,
Mm-hmm.
and she lives in my
Exactly.
city. Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
Yeah, her name is Kat. She's a radio host. And she
Oh,
like
wow. Okay.
forever we were like, "Oh, like this is," but we're like, "Man, her voice is so similar." And then like she's like, "Yeah, I'm the voice of TikTok." And it was like, cool. That's really cool. Yeah, no, she's a local radio host. That is the sound of
That's
the
so
lady from
cool.
TikTok.
Look at that.
Yeah,
The
her
world
name's
is
Kat.
so small.
She's like in her 30s. And I was like, go. I love this. But yeah,
Oh,
so
sorry, I just wanted to like quickly address the chat again. Yeah, deviant art has been, oh my god. I just wanted to quickly say, I deleted my deviant art account years ago, thankfully. um but yeah, I don't know if you know what happened on DeviantArt, Sassy, but so DeviantArt has been like one of the biggest platforms for art for years, like literally
yep.
decades, right? Yeah. So out of nowhere and without warning, they just turned around and then they just announced that they'd be like training AI with all the resources like loaded on there without even giving anyone the option to, prepare or opt out or not do that. So all the art that you uploaded there for the last, I don't even know, 2 decades or whatever, because you were like, yeah, this is like, my hub space, or I used this as a portfolio, or you trusted the site with it. They just took it and trained their like AI like on it, which is so wild for an art page. So
Mhm.
wild.
No, absolutely. I mean, who didn't use DeviantArt to get inspired? The problem is, there's a difference
Exactly.
between people took inspiration to stealing. Like you can look at
Exactly.
something, be inspired, create it yourself. It's going to be different. Not stealing someone's art and putting your name on it.
Oh yeah, no, being inspired is different from,
Hmm.
and you know what? Even the people who draw fan art and then like manage to replicate like an artist's art style 1 to 1, that's still hard work that they do. They still sit down and draw it themselves actually and learn how to do that art style. And it's just not what the machine does. Like somebody asked me, hey, what's the difference between all those people who go to conventions and then sell fan art versus AI? And I looked at them and like, are you serious? Like these people still sit down and literally learn how to do that. They still put their own hard work into it. They still do it themselves. Like like do you know how hard it is to replicate art styles? Like I'm a good artist. I'm a really, really, really good artist. And I can not replicate art styles that well. Like, I tried, and it's just not my thing. And I admire people who can draw Dragon Ball characters that look like they were ripped out straight from the manga. I mean, Toyotaru, who is one of the biggest fan artists, is now drawing the Dragon Ball Super manga because of it. Like, that's awesome, right? Like, so it's obviously totally not the same as AI. Like, I I don't know. Like, it just baffles me. I feel so bad. I have a lot of voice actor friends. I feel so bad whenever they're like, I don't even know if I want to upload my reels anymore. What if somebody takes my voice? Uh,
Yep.
and again, that example that you called earlier, that somebody would just illegally put you in a project. That's like that's a harmless example.
Yeah.
Yesterday, funny enough, I read in the news that this 8-year-old took her mom's voice and fed it into an AI to generate a message for the school to like call and then fake out, like basically being like, "Hey, my daughter can't come to school today. She's sick." And the mom had no idea because she was at work. So the daughter called and then later just left and went back home. She just fed her mom's voice to an AI
Mhm.
machine and then called the school and was like, "Yeah, my daughter's sick. She can't come to work." Like, she can't come to school. And I was like, "Oh my God. Like, what the hell?"
I mean, that's creative. I mean, if anything, that would not have flied 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. Like it's just fascinating of what you're able to do now and what you're able to do at such a young age and the resources you have to do those things at such a young age and to know how to do that speaks volumes. But yeah, it really affects. I want to go back to writing. So
Mhm.
being an author, it is so easy now to become self-published. Like it's you can just go and just write something, self-publish it, put it out there. But
Mhm.
there are prompts. Like you can just go and say, "Hey, like I want to write a book." And there's AI tools to help you. So, earlier this year, I was bored. I was like, "I want to see what's out there to help me." I'm never going to say no to a resource if I'm able to get it. Just to see. So there was this one, I can't remember the name, nor would I share it because that's not the place to bash here. Um,
Mhm.
it was, I want to write a book. And I thought it would be like, okay, like, here, you want to write a scene? Here's the characters. Here's what you want. And I thought maybe it would help generate some ideas. No, it generated full chapters. And I was like, I was a couple glasses of wine deep at this point, and I was like, I want to see this whole thing write a book. Let's try this. And sure enough, it did. It wrote an entire book in 20 minutes. Had nothing
Yeah.
to do with the story that I wanted, but it picked up the parts of the characters. It picked up a loose storyline. One scene they turned into a 40-page book. And I'm like, that really loses the art of storytelling. That loses the art of being able to convey and authors of being like, I spent how long putting this scene together, or I could just type into Chat GBT, make this a scene, and put like a little block, and it does it. And it just really takes away from the craft. It takes away from the editors. It takes away the life behind it. And there's no judgment if that's what you want to do, but you can clearly tell when something's AI if they've used palpable 10 times in a sentence. Or it's just words that we don't use. Or you like, have you been in a movie recently and you're just watching this scene unfold and you're just looking and you're like, that's not how humans talk to each
It's
other.
it's
It's
like that
so
TikTok.
bad.
It's like that TikTok of that kid who wrote an essay about Mario and then he kept using the word perchance and the teacher kept going, "You can't just say perchance."
Like, no,
It's literally just
well,
that.
exactly. Or just like, honestly, like any new movie that has come out, like, who wrote this? Is it just ChatGPT? Did you just let it run?
I didn't even know that there's new movies coming out. I thought it was all just remakes and sequels.
Well, a big, I really like Alex Meyer. Like, he's a YouTuber. He makes fun of like Disney shows as a kid, and I mean, I will always be a
Yeah,
Disney doll.
I know him. I know him.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he love him. So he just did the new Blake Lively movie, A Simple Favor. And I was never gonna watch the movie, but I'm like, if someone can explain it to me in 10 minutes so I don't have to watch this movie, I'll take that. And just like listening to them talk, I'm like, that's not how humans speak. That's not how a
Yeah.
conversation is conveyed. Who wrote this? Because they clearly have never seen how humans talk to each other. So it's just
Yeah.
fascinating to see what is being greenlit and what's okay to get by when you can clearly tell ChatGPT is involved in this. And what's that say from the studios that they're cutting writers
Um,
left, right, and center to just have
mhm.
ChatGPT write a script in 20 minutes and it's all good to
Yeah,
go.
absolutely. So Talieta said that that was happening before AI, though, and that's true. And it's also something I wanted to add is that yeah, exactly. Like writers and artists have been fired before because everybody wants to save on resources. Everybody wants everything to be quick and done, and
Mhm.
they want to pay as less people as possible and credit as less people and just like convenience themselves because the more they do quote unquote by themselves, the less they have to pay people. And yeah, they're saying it's script writing is copied from movie tropes. That's copied from movie
Mhm.
tropes. Exactly. And that's literally what led to AI pretty much is that
Yes.
stealing, as I said earlier, just stealing. People are uncreative. A lot of them are and this is not meant in an offensive way. They really are unintelligent and they're lazy. Now, the thing with being like not as intelligent as other people is that it's okay to not be as intelligent because everybody is different.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people who like it becomes a problem when there's a lot of people who don't want to learn and they're comfortable where they are. And then they start to inconvenience others or step over others. And that basically just that unknowing, that not knowing turns into ignorance. In film music, we are told to get as close to the temp track as possible without breaking the copyright.
Yep.
That's sad.
I agree.
I
That's sad.
that's really sad. Oh, that's really cool. So I used
That
to play in an orchestra. I used to play in an orchestra for 6 years. I played a piano and like I play a couple instruments. So huge respect to you. Composers are amazing.
Mhm.
That's just really sad though. Like I I think a lot of people are scared of being original because they can't be, because a lot of people just can't be. And um a lot of people are also really petty and have that mindset that if I can't do it, I'm not allowing anyone else to do it. I mean, people who have been original or creative have been shot since the beginning of time. I mean, look at all the philosophers, look at all the artists that had to die before. Like everybody hated them when they were alive, but then they died. And now everybody's selling their paintings for millions and adoring them and wishing they were still alive. And um, I think that's just a cycle that we're trapped in, unfortunately. I'm hoping that all of this bringing us together is going to break it eventually, but as long as corporate and just quick dopamine and cloud chasing exists,
Mhm.
we're gonna have to fight
well,
for
we,
our
well, we'd
right to
have to
be
stop.
creative and different.
Well, we'd have to stop living in a capitalist society, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
I am right there with you because like I'm a black person. Like I'm the first one who benefits if we get rid of capitalism. So I'm right there with you. I
I
completely agree.
I wish we would. I really wish that we could break the cycle of capitalism. I don't know if it will ever happen. I hope it does. Not maybe not in my generation, but the generation after me. If we
Mhm.
continue to let artists' voice be heard, because I think the problem is we stopped listening to artists. We stopped. We did.
Yeah,
We
people
just
really did.
wanted.
People really did.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. And we don't care about paying people their value as long as the CEOs get their $10 million bonus. We don't care about the worker ants that are barely making ends meet, working several jobs, having to have multiple credit cards just to pay rent when the CEO drives a Lamborghini into work every day,
I
right?
I was actually that I wanted to say thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
I was so surprised when when y'all reached out to me and was like, hey, we know you're an artist, like would you want to like join? And I was like, oh my god, like I think this is the first time somebody asked me about my opinion on all this when I've been suffering from it for 3 years and got laid off of my job because of AI. So thank you for having me and like as you said, like listening to me and actually letting me talk about all this and how terrible it has impacted me because losing my job was like one of the worst things that has happened to me
Hmm.
in the last couple years. And it I don't know what felt worse, like just losing my dream job or the fact that I got replaced by a machine. Like um with and with who I am in society, is like I don't have privileges that other people do, you know. I know people can't see me right now, but I can just say I don't look like someone who's, like privileged. And so on top of this affecting us all, it affects some of us even more due to society, and intersectionality and anti-black racism. So losing my job really it almost ruined my life. And if I didn't have the community I have, I would have been homeless. And yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad, and that is still happening to a lot of artists, writers, voice actors, people who make their living with this. Like, and I'm not just an artist because it's fun. I'm an artist because I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. It's the one thing I can do really well and that I can do with my disability. And society just does not care about art, and society doesn't care about people that can contribute to it. And since art was all that I could contribute to it, and then I'm also someone that society doesn't like because of where I come from and what I look like, I was one of the first people to just fall through that net and just end up in a ditch. Ultimately, the ones with the skill to best utilize these tools. Um, yeah, programmers and coding. Yeah, that's what kills us, I think, is because we offer our services in so many fields already, but people rather replace us with machines. And isn't that I does anybody remember that robots movie from Blue Sky? Like they made Ice Age, and then they made that robots movie, and then Disney bought them, and then they just never made a movie again. If you can, if you don't know it, you should watch that robots movie. That's a perfect analogy for a metaphor for what's happening um at the moment. It's literally a movie about robots. And then basically this guy has this big dream, without spoiling, he goes into the big city, right? And then he sees that it's not as great as he thought. And all the robots who can't afford new parts are basically just falling apart. And it's just the ultimate, just capitalism is bad and everybody deserves healthcare. And also just about this whole, dimming of creativity that our society loves to do, and that ultimately comes with AI. And I'm glad we're having this talk. I hope that this helps other people. It definitely helped me because, again, like, it's so nice to feel seen and be asked and talked to. I'm so glad that you guys invited me. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for sharing all these aspects and being feeling comfortable enough to not just share it with myself, but everybody listening and everyone that will be watching this later. You are seen and you are heard and you are validated.
So are you.
Thank you. Well, I have no more questions. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Um, no, I think I got it all off.
Well, I appreciate artists out there. Pay, like, if you're listening to this and you want to commission an artist, pay them for what they're worth. I think is extremely important. Don't try to nickel and dime them. You wouldn't do that to a lawyer. You wouldn't walk into a lawyer's office and say, well, I can only pay you $20. I need you to take this case. They would laugh at you and say no. You need to
Yeah, we
pay artists. You need to listen to artists, and you need to have the work respected and protected. Because if we don't have those things, we don't have anything at this point. We'll continuously keep ripping artists off just to save a buck. And that's not who we are as a society. We can do better and we can be better. So you're listening to
we
this,
we can
go
make a better
support your local
society.
artists. Absolutely. We can make a better society. Go support your local artists. Not only that, if it's an artist, support local stores and vendors as well. They need your money more than Amazon any day of the week. So thank you so much for coming here today. Where can we find your work?
Oh, I was just about to put it in the chat actually. So my main portfolio is basically On Instagram, my Instagram handle is art by Nakimushi.
Okay. For
And
anybody listening to this, sorry, I'm just going to read it out. So it's ARTBYNAKIMUSHI.
mhm,
Correct? Perfect.
exactly. Yeah.
Please um go follow her on Instagram. Absolutely incredible. And I just want to point out, from I believe it's Tilieta. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Will pay you in exposure. Drives me insane. So
Oh my
before
god.
I so
Yeah.
before I did any of this, I was a baker. I had a stay-at-home bakery. I have my seal. I'm a chef. I have mastered the art of cupcakes. I will make you the best cupcake you've ever eaten in your life. I have made over 20,000 cupcakes. And that's minimum at best. I used to do several birthdays. Like I used to do 1,000 cupcakes a month for years, just selling my stuff. I'm really, but I stopped doing it because I was the 99-cent cupcake girl. I would sell you a cupcake for 99 cents.
Oh my
I
god.
couldn't keep up with that price as I introduced more flavors. I have 150 flavors in my catalog.
Oh my god.
I can make anything. If you have a flavor, I can make it for you. I just made Cadbury cream egg cupcakes for the first time. They tasted like a Cadbury cream egg. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, I'm so sorry. You're probably in America. Anywhere else in the world, they're delicious.
Oh,
Um,
Stassi, are you not in America?
no, I'm Canadian.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I live in Ontario. I am Canadian.
Okay, that's cool.
So, anyways, I don't know how many times people would tell me, I can't pay you to make cupcakes for my wedding, but I'll put a sign there and you'll get exposure. I used to have on my business cards, exposures doesn't pay my rent.
Yeah, exposure only works if it's like a big celebrity doing it that really has millions of followers, and even then, they even pay people. Look, if even the biggest capitalists pay people, yeah, then you should be ashamed if you really go up and just say, "Hey, I'm not gonna pay you," but like, here is a sign. Like that's wild.
I
Oh my
know.
god.
Like I can put a sign there all I want. That's not going to pay my rent, my phone bill, my credit card, my car payment. I can keep going. My groceries. That's not going to pay that.
Right.
So I stopped doing it throughout the pandemic. And my main contact called me because I said no to her friend. And she's like, I started you and you're not going to do this. And I was like, no, I can't afford. You want one lemon cupcake, you want one blueberry raspberry, you want one Oreo, you want two birthday cake, and you want a death by chocolate. I can't just make one of those. I have to at least make a minimum of six. So that being said, I'm not going to make 36 cupcakes to sell you six. I'm not going to do that. And then she said, I'll never come to you again. And I said, I hope you have a great life. I hope you enjoyed LR cupcakes as much as possible. But not, I hope you have
Yeah,
a great life.
you did
Yeah.
the right thing. I'm 100% with you on that one. Like paying an
Yeah.
exposure is just no, just
Can't
no.
pay, you can't pay me an exposure and you can't pay me $6. So it's going to
Can
cost you
you
$100
imagine?
for
Can
supplies.
you imagine? I walk into the store like next month and be like, "Hey, is the Switch 2 out yet? Like, give it to me. Like, I pay you an exposure. I'll tell everyone about
Well, you know,
it."
there are people out there that do that. And I'm like, that's so much blind confidence. I wish I could live my life like that. But it's just like the amount of entitlement that you think that you could just walk into somewhere and say, well,
I,
I'm not going to pay you for this, but I'll pay you an exposure. It's
I
something that
need
drives
that
me
type of.
insane.
I feel like I need that type of delusion in my life because, like, I need that type of bravery for real. Like, it would make me go for everything I want in life. Like, I need to be that bold.
Yes, exactly. Well, anyways, we should wrap up. Again, thank you so much for coming here today. Please go
Thank you for
support your
having
local
me.
artists. Of course. And please, 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 please go follow
Um, if
Yasiv
you
on Instagram. Um, Again, go support your local artists. If you liked this episode and you're like, I want to learn more about Stassi and you're a Sims player, well, it's your lucky day. I have a podcast series called Stassi J, a Sims 4. Sorry, Stassi J Unplugged, a Sims 4 podcast. I'm currently in my third season. I have about 250 episodes in my catalog. There is an episode for everything Sims. If you you want to learn about the lore, I've got that for you. If you want to learn deep dives on your favorite simmers, I have that for you too. Also have a second series called Real Life with Stassi, where we talk about what's real in life and what is important. I will have more episodes of that coming out this month. I will have my cousin Lisa back, and we're going to continue to talk about the importance of women's health and how it is not being taken seriously. As well, I will have my gambling addiction episode out in June, so please take note for that as well. Um, Again, if you like Sims, I'm your girl. That's where I hang out. My name is Stassi J Sims 4 on Instagram. I currently post a lot of funny Sims memes, as well as I do giveaways every month of Sims products. So please go, if you'd like to go support me, go check that out. If you want to listen to
I
a
gave you a
podcast episode,
follow.
oh, well, thank you.
I would love if we could connect. Like I didn't want to interrupt you, but like if you want to connect, like I would love to be mutuals. Like I'd love to stay in contact
Absolutely.
with you, sure.
Well, I appreciate. I will follow you. I now know your Instagram handle, and I'm gonna definitely be talking about you because I've been working on a manuscript for 12 years, and I am ready to turn it into
Oh,
a graphic novel.
oh,
It's
perfect. Okay.
big steps in my life that I'm ready to do these things, and I know what I want, and I'm
And
really gonna
I'm
turn it into
looking
a
for
graphic
work,
novel.
so that sounds like a match made in heaven.
See, there we go. The gamers brought us together. But anyways, please,
Look at
if
that. The
yeah,
gamers did it again. No, my life's
they
been so great since I joined the gamers. Like, I've been having a lot going on, but like whenever I do get invited to stuff like this, like, I'm so grateful, like, to all of you. Please stay awesome. And I hope I can come back and do more of these. This was really fun.
I, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for being here today. Please go follow Yasiv. For me, if you like Sims content, please go follow me at Saucy J Sims 4. More importantly, if you are listening to this and you want to watch the gamehers Awards, they are on they are on May. Oh my god, I can't even speak. They are out on May 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go support the gamers. Thank you. Yeah, May 17th, as I forgot how to, use my tongue to say words. But please mark your calendars and go support these amazing creators that put this show together. All the amazing gamers that were nominated. I was nominated this year for Game Her. I think I can't even say it, innovation in gaming. I
Ooh.
was I was absolutely honored to be nominated in that. So please go watch these awards and go support the amazing community that is the gamers. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and we love you all, and we will chat very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.